Hey guys, if you're shopping for knives and gear, make sure you check out the description of the video you're watching right now for a link to my Amazon store where I've compiled some of the very best items available, including some of my own personal recommendations. Thanks! What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I want to share with you guys 10 more knives I think everybody should experience. I did a video like this a few months ago and talked about some knives that were extremely influential and oftentimes changed people's opinions entirely about that knife or other knives like it, and people seem to like it, and I really like doing that. I like sharing with you guys my own opinions about knives that I wasn't initially super interested in, but everybody seemed to really like them, so I picked it up and I was like, you know what, this is really, really good despite my previous bias. So I'm going to share with you guys 10 more knives, and I want to clarify what I mean by this, because, obviously I don't mean that you should immediately rush out and buy it. I mean that if you have the opportunity to handle it, either at a local retailer, or you've got a buddy locally who's got one, or you know somebody really well in the knife community who doesn't mind sending it to you, you guys trust each other, so that you can experience it before you buy it. These definitely have the ability, each of these knives have the ability to change, what you think, your opinions, overall about certain knives with one or multiple elements. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. These are in no particular order, but rest assured, most of them will have links down below if you do want to go ahead and check them out for yourselves. We're going to start off here with the mini bug out. So you guys know that I don't like FRN, or in this case, Grivery. I don't like how cheap it feels. The bigger one, honestly, I love it, but I had to change the scales. The smaller one, especially now being stuck at home, I wear a lot of sweatpants, athletic shorts, and things, and I really came to appreciate the mini bug out because it is, not only is it ultra lightweight, but it is super small and compact. I mean, this is truthfully a mega ultra lightweight EDC knife. Unfortunately, at the time of this video, I think right now they might be sold out. I'll include links down below anyway, depending on when you're watching this video. The mini bug out absolutely changed my opinion about ultra lightweight, ultra small, compact knives in general. Moving on here, oh my goodness, the Guardian Tactical Recon 35. This has the ball bearings underneath the switch, and then the bearings ride on top of a steel plate, making this absolutely the smoothest operating OTF out there. Listen, Microtech makes great knives, and I'll never stop saying that, but this gives the Ultratech an absolute run for its money. It is made in the United States. They use LMAX S35VN. As you can see here, we've got carbon fiber on this one. They generally use aluminum. It's about an 8-inch knife, making it a perfect size. This is just an absolutely wonderful OTF, and the actuation is so smooth and crisp. If you're a big fan of OTFs and you can carry them where you live, this is definitely one that you should check out. Moving on here, obviously the Savibe Praxis. Look, this is my favorite budget knife of all time. It is unbelievable in terms of action, materials, final cutting edge. I mean, this thing is good to go, and it is not expensive. It can be a little bit tricky to find. Again, like I said, I'll leave links, but it may or may not be available. Wonderful. I mean, Savibe as a whole, obviously, but I can't say enough good things about this knife. It has everything that I like about the Shaman, except it's a thinner blade, and it's in the form of a flipper. Just amazing. Moving on here, this is a crazy one. The TS223, or the Tucson TS223 is, it's like dollar for dollar. It doesn't even, I can't even wrap my mind around how all of these materials came together in such a fantastic execution. We have contoured carbon fiber and a bolster, a titanium bolster that's also contoured and micro milled. Garage stops, fully flat ground blade, 14C27N steel, which is a great steel. Sandvik steel that's actually made specifically for folding knives. You've got a milled, contoured titanium clip. I mean, it's unreal that this thing comes in somewhere around $100. Amazing. Again, a knife that I cannot recommend enough. It's like with a lot of these things, the actuation or the materials may not necessarily be 100% your cup of tea, but they're worth experiencing just so you can, feel it out and, decide for yourself, is this, really living up to all the hype surrounding it? This is definitely one that I recommend you check out. Moving on here, holy moly, the CJRB Centros. This knife is one of the least expensive, amazing knives are out. I mean, truly, I can say this knife is amazing considering it comes in at $35. G10, peel ply textured G10. We've got a sort of spear point D2 blade that's tumbled. This is running on bearings. To some people can feel a little bit thick. In fact, I was kind of curious about why the G10 scales were a little bit thick on this guy, but man, for the overall cutting edge and profile, and especially the value on this thing is reason enough to check this out, right? And, you know, if it ends up being underwhelming, well, you still have a completely functional knife that you paid 35 bucks for. This thing really blew my mind. All of these knives, by the way, have full reviews on my channel, so if you don't like these sort of screen-recorded episodes, I completely understand. Check out the full review. Moving on here, the Spyderco Para 3 Lightweight. Look, again, I don't like FRN, but I can't deny that this thing, I mean, for the, you know, how little it weighs, the fact they got the clip right on this version, the G10 version has the clip in the wrong place, the CTS BD1N steel, right? These are a little bit more pricey than I feel like they should be, but God, the Para 3 is so good. And if you're going for ultra lightweight, right? This knife, when I knew, I was like, well, I'm never going to like it as much as the G10 version, and that's the truth. But I'm really glad I experienced it because I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. The Para 3 being my most carried knife of all time, the G10 version, this is absolutely worth checking out. Moving on here, the Spyderco Caprara. Oh, man. For people who look at Spyderco knives and they go, those are so weirdly shaped and ugly, the Caprara is a much easier to look at knife. Contoured carbon fiber scales, S30V blade, fully flat ground. It has the compression lock. If you've ever looked at the PM2 and thought, I don't like how that looks, I really like it, I really would like it to be a little bit more dressy and have some more, you know, some more pomp and frill. The Caprara fills that gap, right? It's made in the Taichung, Taiwan factory, so the fit and finish is ridiculous. The new QCI updated or constant, let's see, is it CQI, constant quality improvement updated versions, which down in the description will be the link for that exact version, are fantastic. Fully drop shut. You can you know, get a hold of the thumb hole, reverse flick, forward flick. This is definitely one that you should check out. This is one of my favorite Spydercos of all time. Moving on here, oh my gosh, of course, the bare knuckle. I mean, again, US made. It's a manual flipper running on bearings from Kershaw, made out of aluminum, and then there's a wide variety of different steels. I think that these come in some sprints and things, or exclusives that are higher end steel, but it's just one of the best bang, you know, in terms of bang for your buck. A US-made manual flipper, this knife is nearly flawlessly designed and is worth the money to check out, especially if you're kind of getting out of the assisted stuff and into the more manual flipper stuff that's associated with the high-end world. This is a great one to start with. You should definitely check this out. Moving on here, of course, the Benchmade Super Freak. I've said this a million times. This knife filled the gap. I mean, where the Ritter Hogue kind of is now claiming the title of the best griptilian out there. Benchmade's best knife, you know, it was foggy for a little bit, at least for me, because I was like, well, the griptilian's the same thing, but it costs more money if you want the same steel and same materials, right? And you can still get the FRN version, but the Super Freak, in my opinion, is one of, if not Benchmade's best knives. M4 multi-layered G10 with the red liners, the red barrel spacers, and an absolutely functional design. This is definitely one you should check out, especially if you're a Benchmade fan and you like knives that are a little bit bigger, you know, but really just the overall purpose and utility of the item is what's most important to you. Definitely check this out. Last but not least, the Benchmade Mini Crooked River. The only reason that I had not picked this up for myself is because the standard version comes in wood. If you like the wood look, then, you know, great. This is on the custom shop. My goodness, is this a perfect EDC size knife. Oh my gosh, the clip point blade and the overall profile is so handsome. You know, like I said, if you like the wood style, mixed with the orange pivot collar and the bolster, then yeah, great, go for it. But if not, you can pay some more money and have your own custom version of this built on Benchmade's site. It's such an excellent size. I have a one that was custom made for me that's blue and black and has the satin 20 CV blade, and I've been carrying it, and man, it's just so wonderful. I really love the blade profile. I really love the carry profile, the size in hand. I can get my whole hand around it, and it's just not a cumbersome knife. Absolutely 100% an excellent knife. I think you should check it out. Guys, that's going to be pretty much it for 10 more knives that I think everybody should experience. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.